Today, I'm here to call bull on every single one of you people who say,
I'm not a morning person. I'm groggy in the morning. I can't get anything done. I'm not a morning person.
bull. The reality, guys, is it's very difficult to do. It's very difficult to get used to, but you are all morning people. And you need to see the value of being a morning person for you to begin to accept that that really is your identity. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Must Become YouTube channel. My name is Spencer. Let's jump right into this video. You might not think you're a morning person because every single time you try to get up, you're like, oh, it's so difficult. I hate it. My brain functions better at night when I've been awake, all that kind of stuff. For some people, maybe it's true. For most people, total bullshit. Here's the reasons why you probably think you are. Like I mentioned before, you said it's very difficult. Second is, that's the way you've always done things. You've always told yourself, I'm a night owl. I can't get up early in the morning. It's just not my thing. It's not for me, and it never has been. See, that's the issue. The issue is because it never has been, you think it never can be. But that's not the case at all. These are the reasons why you think you're probably not. And now I'm gonna get into the meat and potatoes and really tell you guys like why you are and why you should be. The first thing, if you're competitive, which I imagine you are in some way if you're watching my channel, just like Floyd Mayweather said when he's out boxing and he's training and he's running in the mornings, he feels this like weird competitive edge. He knows everyone else is sleeping. And just having that edge, even if you're just competing with yourself, just having that slight edge that you know that the world is sleeping but you're grinding is something honestly that I can't describe until you have it yourself and it becomes part of your identity. You see how cool it is to be awake when everyone's asleep. You might say about the first point that, well, why don't I just stay up later? Then everyone's asleep and it's the same thing. Well, listen to the second point. The second point is something very interesting. I talked about this briefly in my past video where I mentioned that you're kind of groggy in the morning and you can use that to your advantage. Well, here's where I'm gonna go into more detail about that. What I used to do is before work, I'd have to get up, and if it was anything personal I wanted to do, like let's say like work out, study a language, read a book, anything like that, I noticed that I got it done and it felt like time flew by a little bit more easily. Here's what I began to realize. When you're tired and groggy, you've been telling yourself that that's a disadvantage because your brain's not working. But actually, it's a huge, huge advantage because what's happening is that internal dialogue that tells you, like I want to stay in bed because it's cold, or I'll just have an off day today and I'll work out tomorrow, or I'll read the book tomorrow. I'll catch up on the pages I was supposed to read today. I'll read it all tomorrow. I'll write that essay tomorrow. Whatever it is, I'll work on my business tomorrow. Because you're groggy, it actually has a little less strength over you. If you can begin to kick into gear those things in your morning routine that we've spoken about in the past, you'll find that if you overcome that first bit of resistance, just get out of bed and get dressed, that first bit of resistance, you'll find that the other steps really just kind of flow very, very, very easily. And so what I began to notice over time is that really what it is that I'm not arguing with myself. I'm not trying to convince myself and talk myself out of the stuff I'm already doing. Yeah, it's hard to like throw the blankets off, get out of bed, get your clothes on, do whatever you gotta do, down the glass of water. That can be kind of hard, but that's like 2-3 minutes at most. And then once you conquer all of that, the rest of it really begins to flow super, super, super easily. And so if you begin to become a morning person, what you'll see is that there's such a huge advantage to doing this because you're tired, because you're groggy, and because you're not firing at 100%. Especially if what you need to do is productive work and not creative work. I find that you can really just convince yourself to do things if you beat that first boss. You can think about it in those ways, where really it's like the first boss you gotta beat is really easy. It's a level 1 boss, it's get out of bed. Is it annoying? Yes. But the cool thing is that once you beat it, things do become a little bit more easy than they would be if you tried to do them in the middle of the day. I think one of the reasons also this might be the third reason why it's good to be a morning person, especially if you want to get big things done and leave a dent in the universe. As you go through the day and you do more and more enjoyable things, you listen to some music, you maybe see the sunrise, you watch some TV, you eat some good food, you have a phone call with a loved one or a friend or whatever it is, you have a little bit less dopamine than you started with. But when you just open your eyes and you get to work right off the bat, you'll realize that you're able to get a lot of work done because you have that competitive advantage, like I had mentioned. Everyone's asleep and I'm grinding for 2-3 hours before anyone even opens their eyes. There's that. There's the other thing that I said, which is like, you have that grogginess that works not against you, but for you. And then finally, that third thing, you have all this dopamine reserve. So you get up, your battery is full. And for anyone who doesn't know the way dopamine works, a super quick crash course is it's basically the neurotransmitter, the chemical in your brain that's associated with the reward and pleasure zone. It feels good to do these things. You have these three things kicking at once. You're supercharged. These are fantastic. If you want to get big things done, this is such a big, not just tip, but almost like a worst kept secret. Like all of the people who grind super hard, they all know that you win the morning, you win the day. And it's been said over and over and over by Floyd Mayweather, Tony Robbins, people from all these different areas that keep telling us the same thing. And guys, something that's so important is that success leaves clues. Why is it that these successful people get up so early? And yes, of course, there are outliers, but in general, the people who regularly have their schedule set to getting up early and conquering the morning, those are the people that accomplish big things. Now listen, I know you want to be someone who accomplishes big things. And that's why at the beginning of this video, I called bullshit on the fact that you are not a morning person. The reality is that you just haven't realized yet that you are. But as soon as you understand the power of being a morning person, you will never, ever, ever offend yourself again by saying that you're not a morning person. That's basically the entirety of this video. I hope that was valuable to you. Go back and watch my last video that spoke about how you shouldn't trust your morning emotions because they can mess you up here and there, because you might want to do one thing and they'll lead you another way. Don't believe those. They're all bullshit. Just follow the routine you have set for your morning routine. Do the 90-91 challenge if that works for you, and become the morning person that you fucking are. So guys, my name is Spencer with the Must Become YouTube channel. Please leave a like if you liked the video. Please subscribe if you want to see more. Comment if you have any suggestions or just want to chat with me again, and I will see you guys in the next video.